Maybe 6'2". She seems to be wearing some kind of heel situation to adjust for that. You know that Etta herself is like 6 feet tall exact, so it's probably where you draw the line there for their twins. And yeah, they just seem to be fragile and all sort, very different from Edda. They seem to be like they have a little dainty hand like, held out for you to grab. They have these flowy cloth um, that sort of is pressed under this leather armor. Um, it's kind of like a skirt situation, but it goes really all the way down to like almost their ankles. And at any time they move towards any direction, in the back of the skirt it starts billowing a bit, just like kind of flowing in the air. It's very magical.
Uh, Angel looks at the pretty fragile young woman and is like, lady, if that doesn't bother you, and I hope you'll excuse me. And kind of tries to. What's that? Kind of tries to. Princess carry her.
You're gonna carry her. You're just gonna straight lift her up. Just
Yeah.
very nice. She says, "Oh," and she's just stunned there. Yeah, you got her.
And just like, I'm, please, my lady, excuse me. Could you bear with it for a few moments? And
Yeah.
kind of rushes towards the.
No,
the
I think this would be faster. Anyways, yes, this is very apt, I think. Yeah, she allows this to happen. They're grabbing onto you.
And the inch kind of swiftly runs towards the upper deck of where exactly
Yeah.
Ada is, and still carrying the.
No problem.
Carrying the lady with them.
Excellent. I will put her there. You make your way all the way to Etta. Etta would be there. You could ignore every other thing here. One of these guys are dead. In fact, none of these aren't even here because they were sent to do something else. So, but the crew is still around. Yes.
Stop!
And before anything, Ronny, Bjorn, you guys are probably having a couple drinks, talking a bit of stuff here and there, and you watch as Ange is walking up the steps with what seems to be Etta in a different outfit in their arms, kind of just carrying them up the steps.
Bjorn is just kind of gonna look at Ange and go, "Oh, all right then." And he's gonna kind of pat Ronny on the back and go, "Well, let's take our drinks and go see Etta."
All right, man.
He's gonna kind of like
good with me.
Kind of like almost push Ronny toward the stairs.
Yeah, you go up the stairs
like
too.
Usher him to the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going to the main deck.
Yeah, you guys go upstairs. You make it by the time you watch. Depends, Ange. Do you put down this individual?
I put her down right close to Ada, but
Edda, yeah.
Nothing about Ange looks at Ada and they kinda position themselves somewhere between them. They kinda stay in the middle and they both stay from
Oh,
one side from
okay.
and they're kinda trying to support the young lady. They're
Yeah.
Eda's twin.
She
They're kinda holding
as
with one arm so she can be comfortable. Uh-huh. Okay, continue.
Yeah, she as you're lifting her up the steps, she does introduce herself. She says, call me Thea. And I'm sure you give them something to call you by. Thea. Yep. No I,
And
but yes.
okay. Angel looks at Thea and is like, you can call me Angel.
And very nice name. I like it. Where is it from?
Well, I would suppose the same place, just not like this place exactly. It's an old name.
Are you from the overworld?
Yeah,
Ah,
I suppose it will be called like this nowadays.
okay. Well, it is nice. It is a pretty name. I like it at least. Um, is basically what you hear from them, and their tone shifts the moment you sort of approach Edda, and by then the pair of uh, now friends, um, rivals turned friends, go upstairs, and Thea does sort of just skip past you and go over to Edda and hugs Edda. Edda, unbeknownst to you until you approached like really close, like she has her weapon drawn, like this dragon bone sword is never put away from, you can tell near 90% of the time. um but the moment she hears someone, she just peeks back, and the realization that Theo's there, she kind of just puts the blade to the side, is just hanging there on next to the boat, and she hugs Thea. She gives her the meanest hug. She's sort of like lifting her up, and she's like, what are you doing out of bed? You should be in bed. What the hell? What is this? And she's looking at you, and she's kind of like, you're the bad guy in this situation too. And she's like, what's happening? What is this?
Angel looks at Ada and is like, I'm terribly sorry, my lady, but the young miss asked me to help her out. She wanted to really meet you. And I think you should listen to. I suppose you shall listen to your sister. And she kinda turns to. Yeah, you don't really look that good.
I
If I am allowed to say. If I am allowed to say.
I just wanted to make sure that you were fine, sister, and honestly, my new friend here, they're very nice. And I believe her name, yeah, um, Beatrix told me that they're special. They're helping. They're doing something here. What's the circumstance? Um, are they? And I'm assuming Bjorn. And wow, I'm blanking. Bjorn and Ronnie would be coming upstairs while this conversation is happening. And Thea says, um, did we figure out who, who they're gonna choose, the families? Is there information about how people are leaving the underworld? What is it? And
Does
Edda,
Bjorn recognize?
go ahead, ask that again.
Does Bjorn recognize Thea?
Yeah, they're Edda's sister, from what you know.
Like he would know them.
Yeah, they look pretty much the same. They just are always distinctively wearing different things. So you could never well,
Yeah, you could never confuse them. But Bjorn, like the reason I ask is because when Bjorn sees Thea, I think him seeing someone else that he knows and recognizes, he'd kind of come up and like like they were when they were kids, and kind of like brush the hair from her cheek and be like, "I see
yeah,
you're still alive, Thea,"
yeah.
and then give her a hug.
Hold on. Make an intelligence saving throw.
Of course, you're
Ask
gonna make me
for
do an
consent
intelligence saving
first.
throw.
Yes, please, Bjorn.
Go ask for consent.
I guess this would be a charisma saving throw. So what's your bonuses on the charisma, or just roll it again if you want?
I'm gonna roll a charisma save.
Yes, it's not intelligence. I don't know why it shows intelligence. So you got 21. All right. So it is clear as day that Edda is the one that you were supposed to marry. Thea is the one that you were actually involved with, it seems, as you were approaching this situation. You do remember Thea, or at least the face of Thea, with no scars. Edda seems to have hidden that fact. That maybe they were playing a switch situation, and your charisma save is high enough that you could recognize that as you're sort of seeing the two of them next to each other. Sorry, Bjorn.
Yeah, I think he still would kind of come up and do like what he always did and kind of brush the hair from her cheek
Yeah.
and wrap her in a hug.
So go where you go.
And
So where does Bjorn go?
oh, Bjorn is going
Yes.
to Thea.
Excellent. Where's Ronnie in this?
Ronnie, seeing this as kind of a personal moment, he's probably about 10 feet away, and he's just kind of gazing around. Ange is back on this deck, right?
Yeah. You put yourself where you wish.
Where is Bjorn and everybody?
Up to the west on Market.
Ah, okay. Yeah, so he would probably be, I don't know, back over here.
Excellent. So
And,
go ahead.
yeah, he's just kind of, he's gonna look in Ange's direction and just kind of glance, I guess, between different people, like just kind of getting I guess, I don't know, just a generalized view of this whole thing. He's not wanting to be like disruptive because he doesn't know what's going on at the moment. But any kind of like key behaviors, he's gonna want to try and clock those.
Sure, no problema. Thea, when you touch her, Bjorn, she looks first startled, like, who's doing this? Like, I'm hugging my sister right now. But the moment she sees you, she like grabs you back. She plants one on you. She's hugging you, and she grabs like your head and looks at you straight in your eyes, and she says, "Bjorn, what are you doing here? Why are you?" And she's like, kind of subtly stopping her words, looking at Edda and then back to you, and she says, oh, we need to talk." And Edda is looking annoyed by all of this.
Bjorn seeing that they kind of did the whole, like they were when they kids, the whole switcheroo. He's gonna kind of look at Edda and go,
You guys were not kids, by the way. You guys were like young adults.
well, yeah, like when they were younger. And he's gonna kind of look at Edda and go, really? This shit again?
Well, I mean, we knew you knew, but we didn't know if you knew, and I just felt really bad, and I was supposed to, and if Edda knew if I told you, then she just starts rambling about like
He just
the
kinda-
situation.
He just kind of pulls her head into his chest and just like that longing embrace of like It's okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah, she welcomes it. Edda, at this, grabs her weapon. She kind of just throws it over her shoulder, as she usually does, and she does the most obvious throat clear in the world. By this point, Edda is like tearing up, like in your like she's pretty much like there's like it's just moist all over your chest now, and she pulls back, just more tears running down, blubbering. You could almost barely understand what she's saying by this point. And Edda says, "Okay, so I was hoping we'd have this conversation a little later. This is a bit unnecessary at the moment, especially since you know, uh, Thea's already been chosen. So I don't. But then again, you have to approve it, Thea. So it's really up to you. I didn't know we were gonna bump into Bjorn. I was gonna honestly try to hide it from you, but I guess that didn't happen. That didn't happen. So that's perfectly fine. I guess it just ruins my plans. She's saying, as Thea sort of recovers after a moment, and she says, "I'm so sorry, Etta. I can't take it now. I found him." And she's just grabbing like your face, Bjorn, amorously. Um, Etta is just shaking her head. Does anyone else do or say anything?
And just says all that happens unfolding in front of their eyes, and they are like, part of them is like, they whisper something along the line of young love, but they just, as they get more into the all switching situation, they kind of get slightly beaten through on the side, and is like having a face.
Yeah,
That goes, that's too much for me.
yeah. Mirrored by Etta. The two of you seem to almost want to back away from the situation, but Etta is cornered and says, "So yes, these are the ones who are meant to slay Fiero, with the other two that are hiding in the probably in the personal rooms, since they've been pretty much empty. I think they've taken it over. So that's fun for me. Uh, they haven't. I don't think they're paying rent, but again, they'll be the saviors of the perennial
Ronnie
stratum." She
drunk.
looks to you guys. Go ahead.
Ronnie drunkenly calls out, Bjorn, you've got some fucking swagger, don't ya?" As he's kind of like swaying on his feet. He's got like the horn still.
And King looks at him and is like, gets closer to him and kind of grabs him on his arm and is like, dude, be more sensible.
What did I say?
Just shut up. It's
No.
something personal.
I think at this point, Bjorn just kind of like leans his forehead against Thea's head in like that relief moment, and is like wiping with his thumb. His thumb is just like tears away from her face, and is just kind of like enjoying the fact that they're there.
Yeah. Etta, at when there's enough space for her to step away, she definitely will. So she is walking with you, Ange, and she does walk all the way to Ronnie, and says, "Maybe I should hold on to that cup," as they're sort of being pulled away to.
Bjorn,
"Hey,
hearing that, goes,
mind your business."
"Don't touch my horn."
Yeah, don't touch his horn. Bjorn gave it to me. And he just
Borrowed.
downs whatever's in it.
Edda says to Ronnie, because I already rolled for it, she says, "I will take whatever horn I want," and she's giving you like eyes. Any.
Sleight of handing that.
Horn.
He's trying to take it away.
No.
Who ain't taking that horn?
She's hitting on you.
Oh.
Yes.
I, he
That's
wants
an
no- yeah,
innuendo.
Ronnie just kind of is gonna lay on the charm. He's just gonna go, "Oh, you're getting kind of frisky, aren't you?"
Oh no, depends. Are you gonna let a lady have the drink or not?
Yeah. Ronnie's drunk. He has no sense right now. Yeah, he hands her the horn.
You are a smart one then. She sort of swirls it, takes a sip, hands it back, and says, we'll talk later, human. She does look back to Thea. They are at least trusted. I'll find out about this when she points to, again, Ronnie, because she's already talked to pretty much the rest of the group. But apparently you'll be investigated later, Ronnie, and what that means we have no idea. And hopefully you come out alive. But as you are nearly mortal, who knows nowadays? But no, actually you are mortal. You're under 10 hit points. They do go downstairs. They wink at you, and then they leave. But we can just fast forward to whatever point we really want to. I'm assuming Bjorn has a bit of a talk with Thea at minimum. Ange probably goes back downstairs to relax, get more drinks. So does Ronnie. In that, a couple of minutes pass by. Eventually, you guys have that conversation that is had on the top of this ship, which is called Hyenda's Grace. Anybody from the underworld, anybody who's born in the perennial stratum or has done their research on the underworld knows that Hyenda is a name of a fire dragon that has once lived its life to light up the sky. They say that the line of that dragon still exists to this very day. But yeah, after the meeting, you're handed this rapier, Ronnie, and Etta is looking at you holding onto the rapier while you're holding onto it. And she says, "This is a very powerful crest that could mean the end of Fierro. I can give you a lesson on how to use it properly. Just meet me at the captain's cabin when you get a chance. You know where the captain's cabin is, literally the first door when you go downstairs."
Oh, you can give me all the
Ronnie.
lessons you want, honey.
She doesn't like that.
Just trying
She
to look like they didn't hear anything that
she
Ronnie
she
just
she does give a bit
make
of
a face.
a weird eye to that. She's like, I don't like that, but I'll have to work on that. Is what she says as she's walking away. So
When he said it, he's gonna use Nash. Your charm, yeah, it's your charm becomes extraordinary beguiling. Yeah, he's laying it on thick.
okay.
He's trying to woo Etta.
So what is she?
Yeah.
What do they have to do?
It would be persuasion, I guess.
Charisma
Contested
tested
with
by wisdom check. Okay, yeah.
So
yeah. Of course.
I can roll a. It would be a persuasion with charisma, right? So I would do a charisma roll.
But perception is charisma.
Yeah, it would be for you charisma persuasion check, and they have to do insight. Okay.
Okay, so would I roll on persuasion? Oh yeah,
It is
yeah,
persuasion. Yes.
Yeah, persuasion is charisma.
So 20 is
That's
excellent.
a dirty 20.
Yeah. 20 is excellent. And there's this disdain growing on their lip, and it quickly shifts to a bit of a chuckle, and she says the same exact thing she says, only she's laughing as she's leaving. She's like like she found it cute or something, and you're not sure. But yeah, the same interaction still occurs. It's just a little shifted. It didn't impact as badly as it could have. Excellent use of your panache. Great. So then eventually you would probably go downstairs, and she does sort of explain to you exactly what I'm going to explain to you, Ronnie, because this rapier itself specifically is the rapier of the final stage. And literally, it's meant to destroy gods, to slay them. It's supposed to be crests powerful enough to be used by many, and change and shift depending on the demand. So while making it, to be honest with you, I did like the list. Any fighter, any type of martial class could utilize this rapier, and they have a different effect. The rogue one I had was that you could just re-roll your sneak, and then you joined the game. I was just like, let me just put something stupid for the rogues, and then you joined the game, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta change that one now. Fuck. So my question is, I like the rapier being for rogues a +2 instead of just a +1. And on top of that,
Oh sweet.
if you have a light weapon with the offhand, you could use it while using this weapon. So it's a rapier with a free light feature, effectively.
Oh sweet. Yeah, Ronnie has different things. He's got daggers and all sorts of other crap.
So yeah, my question again is, do you like that +2 with that bonus action attack, which could have easily turned the tide, against like the barbarian that you were easily fighting moments ago? Like this could have been very useful then. Doing more damage.
Yeah, he'll take it.
You would have been more efficient with more strikes, guaranteed sneak attacks effectively. But, or you could have it re-roll the sneak attack damage. You get to choose right now, and this is going to be locked in forever unless I decide to change it again for some other reason, because maybe it's broken.
+2.
+2 with
I'll take
offhand features. Excellent. I will send you the information about it. I'm gonna send you all the information about it, just in case like you find a fighter or you want to give it to a barbarian and you know what the effects are, and you want to share that with other people. So basically Edda shows you all that, and then she tries to wind you up.
Yeah, he's going for it.
No problem. So fade to black on that, whatever that looks like. You do what you feel like thinking about. Bjorn, you already had that moment earlier, so we don't need to get back on that one. Maybe. No, not today. Thea's looking pretty fucked up, so you probably would not do that.
No, I think he would more or less, instead of like leaving her, he'd kind of take care of her.
Yeah. You probably you give her a sponge bath. There you go. Sponge bath for Thea. Oh, she gets pampered. Very nice. Okay. Ange, what do you do for, I don't know, the 20 minutes that it takes for the ship to arrive to Project 23?
And just is the head Bjorn and Fei are getting quite awkward, and they're like, that's not a place for me. And also they see how Ada and Ronny are kind of going on one side and they're like staying awkwardly in the middle and they're like, whatever, we're like, whatever this, they kind of think for themselves, whatever these kids, these children, and kind of goes one side and kind of after that turns back to the dog to see the others.
I think that in everyone's eyes, Etta and Ronnie look like they just hate each other.
Oh,
Like they're just yelling at each other, like constantly
they,
bickering. So it might be hard to determine anything from that, to be honest.
uh,
But
after
yeah,
they got
Thea and Bjorn are definitely an awkward sight. She's hugging and kissing him. She's very affectionate. Enough PDA enough to back anyone away.
okay, so now that they have, after they had taken their drink, they still have a bit of their drink with them, and we see that Ada and Ronnie are kind of still having this glance fighting thing.
It's just here and there.
Whatever is,
Very
whatever is
rare.
going with them.
You
They're
barely
like,
notice it. Make a perception
okay.
check. Go ahead. Let's see how much you do know.
Oops, sorry. I just opened the wrong character sheet. I was ready to roll for our character.
Go ahead. Roll for her. I want to see her perception check. I want to see if she can see it from all the way over there too.
Yeah, let's see if I didn't can perceive.
If not, I can perceive it. Let's go. Well, listen, guys. Get comfortable with that. You know what? You probably do spot maybe Etta is coming on a little strong, and maybe Ronnie is like, I gotta. This might be a praying mantis situation, but fuck it. just kind of throwing all whims in the air.
Yeah, Ronnie is very much in. This is a one night stand mode for him.
But as subtle as these people are, you probably notice it. And that would make you uncomfortable seeking out those drinks, if anything. But as again, not much time really passes, and you guys eventually do get to the Project 23. In fact, probably sooner than you thought. And approaching Project 23, there is this distinct force of light coming off the ship itself. There seems to be more connectivity throughout it. There are no more people waiting around next to the ship because obviously there's no barge to offer drinks or choices or creature comforts of any sort. But you do see the couple of people rappelling down on the side of the Project 23, and they start like utilizing some sort of fire catalyst or what have you. You can tell it's probably like a plasma rod of some sort to do a repair on the ship itself. This Galliolite forged vessel being patched up by other material, from what you can tell. Many people here don't know how to work Galliolite, that being art lost from the time of Adasor, and 12 years ago he was the one that literally the entire kingdom depended on for all those ships that are flying around. And now that he's gone, we can repair them, but we can't make new ones. So we're gonna repair them, and that's what you guys have. I'm assuming you guys would like to enter the ship.
Yeah, as we kinda get closer to the ship, our main note is that each kinda holds their swords a bit too tight than usual. They seem a little bit more alert than as average. And if you look very carefully, you can see some kind of flickering, kind of a little bit of trembling even.
Activity.
You seem to be a little bit nervous as we get closer to there.
Oh, you mean Ange themselves? Oh, I thought you were referring to the ship. So Ange, you're getting nervous.
Yeah, but it's not really
Gotcha.
visible, but you can see the details if you're looking close to their hands.
Yeah. And
Like
as
other things, we keep a neutral one, but neutral expression.
yeah, as you guys all approach, you understand that there's a couple ways to enter the ship. So you guys could tell Etta, who was back up in the thing. By this point, Thea's probably relaxing in the cabin, in the captain's cabin, again to probably go to sleep, because she needs her rest at 1 hit point. But as literally walking around 1 hit point, Thea, fuck. As you all know, the approach would be from the zenith. So the tower, effectively, of the Project 23 has a bit of an opening that just continuously stays open. No one closes it, because there doesn't seem to be another way to enter, other than from there. Or if people know, like, smaller pockets and the big ships that you have, usually you have to just fly over and rappel down or take one of these ladders. Ladders are pretty, it's annoying because it's like one of those very short rung ladders, made for both smaller and bigger races from what you can realize. But for larger than small creatures, it is very annoying because you do that, like, step, and then maybe, no, I this step is too short, I wanted to go step a little more, and you're just doing like you're feeling a lot the whole way down. And I'm talking about probably 110 feet all the way down. So it's up to you guys if you want to rappel down, which is faster but more dangerous, or if you want to take the ladder, sorry.
Ronnie's gonna rappel down.
Yeah, throw a rope, tie it up multiple times easily.
Does he need to roll anything for that?
No, not at all. Bjorn, are you rappelling or?
Oh yeah, Bjorn's repelling.
May is Ange rappelling or taking the ladder?
Can you repeat it again? But
I'm sorry.
I think Andrew will go on the shortest way.
So you'll rappel down just like everyone else. 3 ropes are thrown over, tied multiple times. So it's actually more like 9 ropes. And yeah, you guys sort of just, what the fuck? I see like too much going on here. First of all, who are all these people? Get out. Get out. Thank you. Then I want this. Thank you very much. This is more like it. And we're gonna close up the game pretty much in a couple of minutes, but I would like to effectively detail the situation as you are all sort of approaching what I would say sort of like a communal locale, as there seems to be individuals all around invulnerable to things or vulnerable to things. No, they're just people preparing a lot of the mechanisms that seem to be broken. There's fixes being done to buildings that were scattered or cracked at some point. You can tell that there is a plethora of hands all around. Some people are flying, other ones are working on the floors. There's a group of individuals that you all recognize personally, like Glipclop is there, freaking everyone else that you all would recognize as the people that you've already said were part of your retinue, your personal retinue at the moment. They're pretty much spearheading this situation. They're managing a lot. You guys see rats all around, seemingly keeping an eye out. A couple of times, the massive big rat king guy shows up, talks to someone, and then like a dozen rats just run to a specific location, and then he just starts talking about that exact location. It was very uncanny, but really, what I would like to ask and check with you, the players, because there's this continuous light that shifts around this entire place. Like everything is pretty well lit, but there's this flashing of near almost tangible darkness that seems to be just flowing and wisping and just sort of lingering in a space to the south of where all of this is happening. And everyone's just ignoring it for now. It seems everyone, anytime anyone needs to go around it, they seem to just and then like back away and go do something else or what have you, and the sort. So yeah. I mean, what do you guys do as you sort of just land? I want to call it here. These people don't exist. Ignore them. They're not here yet.
Ronnie just kind of like takes in everything. He begins scanning like the crowd of people that's around us. Does he recognize anybody, and is anybody important to his assignment that he was given? Is there anybody like that that would be visible out here?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay.
Not at all. They are not here yet. But you would all land just about where Ange is coming down by the rope. You can tell that most people are coming down because the moment you arrive, the person known as Princess Malachite goes up to you almost with like a clipboard, prepared to ask you a ton of questions. And they say, "Hi, welcome to Project 23 or Ona Serene. Are you here to?" And they recognize exactly who you are, so they stop and they say, "Oh, hey guys, we've been preparing like the whole ship, but we might need your help for a couple things." As
Is Avitrix present?
Avitrix is not here. He is absent from this place at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, put yourselves down. Yourselves down right here. As you would all land. And then I'm assuming you leave the rest of the crew, probably check up on this place, and then get back to them, see what's going on here before any of that. But I'm gonna move you, Bjorn, to over here. And yeah. What do you guys do?
I think Bjorn's gonna find the Rat King first.
Yeah, the Rat King's there.
And he's gonna kind of ask the Rat King to find Avitrix, because Bjorn's kind of wondering what the percentage the ship is at.
Avitrix, yes, he's the one I've been researching from the electrical wires. It seems that they're currently sending an SOS to anyone who would be in the ship. That's the flickering of the lights that you see here might be involved with and he points his snout towards this bit of darkness that just keeps sort of flowing. Like there's like sort of dark tentacles, sort of just part of the shadows, maybe just hanging around. I'll sort of mark where it is. It's like most of A.
Okay. You said it's most of A?
Yeah. I will mark it in a second when I figure out how to use a draw tool. I figured it out. It's like that. It's just a shadow, a lingering shadow that seems to flow. It's definitely blocking the corridor for sure. The Rat King does say, I don't have access to all parts of this ship. It seems there are keys required for a lot of them. But as I have been able to sneak across or send someone to sneak across, the survivors have informed me of this. None have survived that thing, though. And they point again.
Bjorn's gonna walk toward it.
You're gonna walk towards the darkness, trying to grab at things?
Yeah.
Sure, how close do you get to the darkness trying to grab at things?
Probably like 10 feet away.
Yeah, go 10 feet away. It's like whipping at you. Like, it's almost making the noise. Or maybe you're imagining the noise. But it does exist.
Probably
It
like
is
right there.
like there. It is trying to like maybe grab at you. Yeah. What about the rest of you? Princess Malachi is probably telling Ange that we have anyone that was in the line. We told them to meet with us so that we could ensure that they are fit to your approval. I have held a couple so that you could personally double check on, and I could call them whenever you wish. It's not pertinent. We're just trying to ensure that the final fixes on the ship are done. The exterior is at 97% from the last report. She looks to the Rat King. The Rat King does sort of give a quick nod with his cross-eyed eyes, looking both at her and not, and then he looks away. Yes, about 97% done with the outside hull, effectively, to ensure that if we are to reach outer space, we would not suffocate in moments notice. The only thing is I haven't been able to get a good look at the engineering parts of the ship, but if that's working, then we should be fine. Does
Ronny,
Ronny say, yeah,
look at the ship up and down, and Ronny just wants to like examine this thing like just from an outer glance. I mean, he's been around ships for a long time. Is there anything that he can glean from them as they're building this thing?
Oh yeah, I guess if first of all, it is already built, is already made. This thing is basically like a little, there's like a couple street blocks with buildings effectively, and you recognize it immediately as Project 23, one of the most coveted vessels in the entire universe, if not one of the strongest things that Adisor created, and the literal reason that Azaela thought it to even betray her father. This thing in the hands of just anyone would be a problem. It seems lame compared to what you've been told, but if it even has an iota of the capabilities, it will be game-changing. This thing definitely needs work, though.
Ronny kind of like calls over his shoulder as he's doing this. Does this thing really have an energy cannon, or was that just a load of malarkey?
I don't think we have located the cannon or weaponry yet. It might be all part of the locks we can't go through. There's a bunch of doorways and access points, and apparently they require a key. And it says to see the captain, and then it starts pointing us to like that little shadowed area, but we can't go there because anytime the Rat King sends anything there, he says he loses access to it, and he assumes that they die.
Well, judging by the looks of her, she appears to be a kind of a classy lady. I'd love to get under her helm sometime.
Okay. This Never thought I'd hear about a ship, but I heard them. Okay, yes, that. I mean, are you good at building ships? I don't have anybody here that is good at building like engineering. We really need an engineer.
I'm not so much in the engineering side of things, but I know my way around a ship. I can fly a ship.
You can fly.
Been taught some of that.
Oh yeah,
I can
if you
fly.
can fly, it shouldn't be that much harder to like bang a wrench around on it. No, she's asking.
I can see what I can do. I mean, I've dabbled in being a bit of a grease monkey.
Yeah, Ange, are you doing or saying anything as this is happening?
Well, and as all of this happens in front of them, it seems kind of distant, like they are, but they are not really present. Their eyes are kind of staring blank.
I get you. So she'll say, Princess Malachite. So yeah, not sure what to do unless I had access to those points. I can't do anything. I believe I was told by a couple of your people. She's looking around for the people who were resting. You guys felt like you could continue on, push on a little further, and then you'd probably go back and rest in Hyenda's grace. But as you're scouting ahead for Lunara and Arthur, effectively, and Bjorn is recognizing that this thing is going to just get bigger and bigger and seep out more and more unless we figure out what's happening with the ship. It might just get worse.
I was about to say, is there any type of paneling on the wall that is like that Bjorn would recognize as almost like a intercom system, but where it communicates with certain points?
Yeah,
where he can look up.
So you've messed around with, I would say, enough galleon light ships to understand how to spot these things. The only problem is this thing is labeled Adasor all over. There are symbols and shades of it. You see many busts and monuments. There seems to be faded banners and even the carpeting across it with the marking and eyeballs of it or what have you. But as much as it should be intuitive for someone who could recognize airships, this one's just massive and a lot to take in. Make a
because he's been on the ship before.
Yeah, make a. What check would it be for finding ship stuff? Not perception. I don't want perception. Make the check for air vehicles. What's your air vehicle check? What do you use? Strength with your air vehicle check?
Yeah.
This one will require not strength though. This is different. This will require wisdom to that. So add the proficiency for the airships and
you want a
wisdom on top of that.
Okay, so let's roll a wisdom.
So yeah, and then +4 to proficiency.
Yep.
Yeah. So you will be able to recognize that. Unfortunately, for when it comes to galley light ships, there's different methods you could choose, and it's very rare for anyone who's using galley light ships to utilize the biomechanism feature to it. As one of these tendrils slap you on your let's say your toe was sticking out a bit, you sort of get an electrical shock, and as you're backing away, you're like, no, wait, this might be it. And you press against the darkness. And the moment you touch the darkness, you literally get the message, hey guys, I've been downstairs waiting for you guys to help me out. I'm kind of stuck in the game room, unfortunately. It's a little bit of a backup procedure that this stupid entity created so that I wouldn't be able to take it over. It's just a diamond. It's the problem that the diamond did. I need your help, Aphitrix.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do his voice, but you know.
Bjorn will kind of whistle to Ronny and Ang and be like, all right, come here.
Ronny saunters over.
And here you go.
I think Angel will be like kind of trying to look around and what's going on? And kind of try to follow the others.
Trepidatiously walking over. Yeah.
He would relay they need to go downstairs to help Aphitrix because apparently he's stuck.
Yeah. You guys see a couple lines on the ground, and it is all pointing towards the darkness, and then the lines disappear. You could only assume that this might be the way to go. Princess Malachi did mention that the lights were pointing towards the captain, quote unquote. Whatever that means. You can assume.
And Bjorn just kind of looks at him and goes, all right, I'll see you on the other side, and walks right into the darkness.
I would say that you guys were told to scout ahead and then come back to Hyenda's Grace to take a rest until the ship is prepared. So it's really up to you if Bjorn just says, fuck it, I don't need to rest, and I don't care if my allies look like they're gonna drop in one hit.
Well, I mean,
Ronny...
he's gonna kind of
Isn't Ronny like mortal?
And be like,
yeah, he's pretty bad. Like, I'm gonna let you roll hit die. This goes bad, but you know, I tried.
Rest, and I think he would kind of be like, I'm gonna go look and see what's going on.
So you're gonna scout ahead. You're by yourself.
He wants to, yeah. He wants to make sure that everything is.
Yes, this is secretly what I wanted. I wanted a solo person, and it is perfect for Bjorn to do it. So yeah, does he send the rest of his group to go upstairs and rest while he takes some hit dies and go into this shit?
Oh yeah.
Hell fucking yes. Let's go. Roll your hit dies. Everyone else is going to do an 8-hour or 4-hour rest, pretty much. That's excellent. That's our game tonight.
How many hit die do I get to use?
Bjorn, you could use up to how many you had. I don't know how many you used last time, but you only get up to half. So yeah, you would have a full set of hit dice.
Which is 9.
Yes. Yeah. This game's got to end. I'm at 17%. That's unfortunate.
So we kind of take some long rests, but
yeah, everyone else is gonna take a long rest. So Bjorn, though, Bjorn is going to walk what seems to be a very short walk through some shaded darkness. There is nothing to fear in this bleak sense of digitized air, because the moment you cross it is literally like, it was digital. It was like an illusion. It was just meant to like, hey, stuff is happening, and you see the lights continue all the way down some steps, and you go all the way down the stairs, and going down the stairs maybe 30 flights is what it felt like. You went down, then you went down a hallway, and then you had to go back up somewhere. So it was like 15 flights down, then 50 flights up. It was a little annoying. You're like, this could have been cut down way easier if they did like better management of like the positioning, but you start to realize at the moment you sort of get to an area, it looks like you're looking at how would I say? Yeah, it just looks like you're looking at an array of walls that seem to be raised over time. Like the first set you could sort of see past if you tippy toe, and then the next set is just like 4 feet higher than that, and the next set is like maybe 10 feet higher than that, and incrementally gets even bigger and bigger. The problem though, there seems to be a field blocking through, so climbing past these things might be a problem, and then there seems to be a bit of a walkway. But what I'm actually explaining is what Bjorn is told to do, because the moment you sort of cross through and end up in the position that you're at after the stairs, you realize that there's this huge monitor with this sort of control mechanism that Avitrix has sort of lit up for you to like grab. There's like almost literal arrows, like minor illusion arrows pointing to the controller. And the moment you grab it, you do see this maze situation. And you do see, Bjorn, that you're controlling like a little sprite that's very similar to a bear pelt wearing, axe wielding entity, almost mirroring you. And you see one little heart on the corner of the screen. And you see from the top down this entire maze, but you can't see past too much of the maze. And Avitrix starts telling you, so the diamond is tied to this mechanism. I need you to breach the end of the mechanism so that I could end the illusion. If the illusion persists, he's just gonna take over all of Project 23. It'll take him like 200 years, but I don't know if you could last that long. And he says, you just have to get past the first dragon. And you're stuck in a video game playing this thing for a couple hours. You're gonna play 8 hours straight until your allies show up. Let's see how far you get, right? Next game, though.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
You said the word dragon, which made me just like, ooh. Dragon.
Sorry, not that type of dragon. This is a digital dragon that your little sprite gets to kill, but not you. So sorry.
God damn it.
Semantics, it doesn't count.
God damn it, it should count.
No. I'll think about it. Let's see how well you do. If we do enough player Ready Player One, we'll see. You get a boon at the end. Maybe you could locate a fire dragon if this is a fire dragon. Anyways, if anyone has any questions for me, I will answer them. But that is the game. That is all I have for you guys. A teaser for a video game that you all have one heart and one life, and let's see how far you could get.
Sweet.
Yes.
I'm so into this.
It's basically Mario. You die, you restart at the beginning. But at least you learn what's ahead. Yes. Yeah, that's the next game. Next game is going to be a video game. You got to save Avitrix, assuming you guys choose to do that. You could go the other way and be like, hey, can we make this machine actually kill Avitrix and enslave him to control our ship without us having to worry about him ever again? And I'd be like, sure. Let's see if you could pull it off. I mean, that's just me going off the top of my head, you know. It don't have to be that specifically. Plus, that'd be very annoying for Avitrix. And then he'll destroy you later. But anyways, thank you very much, everyone.